Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Does anyone know of anyone who's still on the way? Because in about 20 minutes, it'll be too late. I'll tell you why. In about 20 minutes, then we're going to go into the outside the taxi zone. We're going to take the altitude. They're not going to get anything I'm going to say. It'll be a little too much. फिर वही होगा साहिल अदीम की बातें समझ नहीं आती. There are two things that I'm going to do. I'm not going to speak Urdu. I'm so sorry. There's a purpose of this tour. I'm going to explain to you the purpose. I'm still going to wait for everyone to come in. Once everyone is in, then we're going to formally begin this. This is a little technical today. Actually, it was not that technical when I came to Australia. It's after Sydney, I decided to make it a little technical. This is a part of a very long, inshallah, very long tour of the world. Our purpose is to make sure, it's a simple one-line purpose, make sure that our kids don't become like us. That's it. And they become like Umar bin Khattab and Ali bin Abi Talib, and most of all Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's our basic attempt. And for that, those kids technically have to get most of what I have to say. Most of my work was in Urdu, obviously, because I started with Pakistan. Actually, I did start with Canada, but I started with Pakistan for a reason. And then I realized after a couple of years that most of what can be done cannot be done from Pakistan. Most of what should be done cannot be done from within Pakistan, but by Pakistanis, inshallah. And most of the overseas Pakistanis have a generally 10 or maybe 15 points higher on the IQ because of whatever reasons. I'm not going to go in that detail. So I have hope from you guys. And most of all, I have hope from Melbourne. No flattery. I've been in Melbourne for, 12 days now? I came on the 9th. And I have never been so, well, it's the easiest place that I've ever been in. Mostly because of Saima and Shahrukh, obviously, they're my hosts. And I have my own brother here, Mohsin Ali Khan. He's been with me for the last 20 years. So it's practically a home for me. But the more I've spoken to Pakistanis here, Indians, Muslims, all of them, Lebanese, Somalians, I've realized that there are two things that is unique to every country. Australians are, since fresh off the coasts of wherever you guys came from, so you have a way better awareness of what's the actual problem. English Muslims generally believe Pakistan udhar hi hai jis sun mein wo chhod ke aaye the. So they have a little bit of a problem in understanding what can be done. Just going to give 5 more minutes before we jump into the big game. Before that, let me just start with you guys. Do you have microphones in the audience? Yeah? Your microphones in the audience? Okay. So, थोड़ा सा ऊंचा बोल लीजिएगा, okay? शुरू में उर्दू बोल सकते हैं हम नहीं? So, before I go into the program, and I'm going to pick up a lot of speed. I'm so sorry, because we do not have enough time. It is supposed to be a 7-day tour for one person, 7 days straight up. I've crashed this into 4 hours. And I'm going to crash this tour into, this session into 2.5 hours so that I can talk to you later on. Okay? So if whatever you cannot understand, please raise your hand or just be very loud, just ask questions, be very interactive. This is not a university lecture where you have to talk to your classmate or talk about me with your classmate outside. Okay, so let's just begin with a 20-year-old, a girl, 20-year-old girl. Anybody in her 20s? Yes, ma'am. What's your name? Maha. Maha, why are you here?
Because my mom got me to do it.
Yep. Yeah, you can. Mommy told me to. Did you ask her कि क्यों लेके आ रही हैं? What's going on?
Maybe not necessarily. I just trust her judgment, and if she said that this is going to be a good talk, I thought, why not? कोई हर्ज नहीं आया.
कहीं और जाना ही था, चले यहाँ आ जाते हैं. You trust her judgment. Okay. Wow, what is a Muslim? Muslim. What is a Muslim? अच्छा, मेरी अंग्रेजी में ही मसला होगा ना आप लोगों को तो. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I cannot do anything about it. It takes more than 12 days to go Aussie. And it took 20 years and you're not all Aussies yet. You know, most of the Desis do not have that Aussie accent. Good for you. Good on you. Okay. But I'm sorry, I can't. See, Maha, you're born and raised here? Yeah, it didn't seem like that. Okay. So see, a neutral accent. Ji Maha, what is a Muslim?
I think a Muslim is someone who follows the Sunnah, follows the teachings of the Quran, of the Prophet.
That is what a Muslim does. What is a Muslim? Yeah. What does that mean? See, Maha? It's all right.
I mean, yeah, like, I would agree with that.
See, the difference between you and your mommy is that she actually read into Australia. You know what that means? She raised her hand and she declared to the world what is an Australian. You didn't. That's exactly the difference between us and Sahabas. Sahabas read themselves into Islam, consciously. We were born into Islam. That's why we never read the Constitution. Your mommy did, had to. Actually passed the test, didn't she? You guys have a test right here. She passed the test. She claimed oath into an identity. Okay? So it's easier said than done, of course, but she did say it. Okay? This is under the Queen, right? Australia under the Queen? God save the Queen kind of thing going on? Yeah. So she did say it. So it's a conscious choice to become an Australian. You can't just, not know what an Australian is. Okay? Because there's a system around Australia that is going to remind you of it. Okay? And you're so used to it that you yourself have become a reminder to anyone who's not an Australian. Mohsin here, Tayyib, my little brother here, they keep telling me to wear my seatbelt when I sit in the car. I just came from Pakistan. It's okay. It's a Pakistani identity sort of a thing. We don't wear a seatbelt. Okay? And then they gave me his car and it's like, Mohsin was like, Sahil bhai, गाड़ी लेफ्ट पे चलानी है मगर उसूल सारे पूरे करने. And I said, yeah, I will, which I didn't, but I told him that I will because I know the rules. It's just that I am so used to a totally different kind of driving that it took me about 20 minutes, even though the Google map said 9, because I was so conscious of Australia. I was so conscious that I have driven, I think 10 years more than Mohsin in my life. I think he's 10 years or more younger than me. But I was so conscious that I don't want to break any rule. And I don't break any rules in Pakistan because there are no rules in Pakistan. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever gotten a ticket in Pakistan. You know why? There is no ticketing system in Pakistan. I mean, there is, but nobody follows it. Okay?